Game development. What can you share about it? What is the feature of, of that market, that industry? And yeah, for someone who don't know what is game development, what could you guys share about it?
Yes, sure. So game development, it's a process of creation, entertainment type of applications, basically. So it's have little difference between regular application because if regular application use user interface provided by operation system components or this is static interface. In our case, this is window who actually all the time redraw and redraw more than like 60 a frame per second and more if performance of your application allow this. And like your main task is create a stable and workable application. Plus, you need balance this application and make this application actually playable. So game designer actually create from like all touch sides of the game.
Mhm.
It's create and assemble in one playable and interesting game. So this is actually where magic happen. But of course, a game designer, this is the most advanced skill set inside game development industry because here you can meet a lot of math
Mhm.
and a lot of work who actually pass it specifically for make additional attention for user testing for user opinion
Right.
and how you can uh, get more users from one area inside the game and how you can put to another one.
So obviously, so do you see like the market of gaming to growing in the future? Obviously, you have your games work in Android and iOS, right?
Yes, market of course is growing little by little, but like concurrence also growing up very
Yes.
well, and the games and game applications currently this is the most uh, expensive
Hmm.
like type of the business if you want to create your own game and position it just on the Play Market or the App Store. So basically you have a game and aligned keywords, aligned trends,
Hmm.
aligned description to it, aligned your idea, and this idea needs to be very balanced between a cost of these keywords and of course it will be affecting your promotion and game of course need have enough features inside for handle all user with maximum effectiveness. So you need to have effective user
Hmm.
who actually pays the money inside the game. And the more way you can get money inside, it's more.
Hmm.
It's more good in advance.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. It's a very competitive market. Everybody's developing games, including these big companies, right? They're all trying to have partnership with game development or game companies. But if you have you can get some revenue from the game, from playing the game inside. That's good as well. Wow. Yeah. So what are some of the tech, like the programming languages that goes to creating a game? Is it Java? Is it is it C++? What are the technical part that goes into building it?
First of all, yes, Maxim.
To do and don't have to for bookings so yes, correct.
Yes, I also want to mention that because I'm game developer, I cannot just say like, "Oh, this is just C sharp."
That's
No,
correct.
guys,
That's
and
correct.
no, guys, wake up from your dreams. Everything much more complex. So you
Yes.
need first of all start from C++ because without
Yes,
understanding how this works
Hmm.
for you, it will be very like difficult to understand what actually game patterns, how they work and why.
Mhm.
Yes. So you need to understand C++. If you just in basic, but I of course uh, tip you understand this in more advanced, you need to understand graphic theory, you need to understand on the basics, for example, DirectX or OpenGL. Currently, it's also modern version, it's Vulkan. Because you will understand render techniques, you will understand performance savings. Of course, some developers can say, "Oh, currently this is don't need," but unfortunately, this is need because you cannot create application what actually go a little bit out of box of game development. So you cannot go to the some different production industry. You cannot work on the some automation or go to automotive industry. So you still required to know how this works underneath, and only after when you have deep understand how this works, you can start move to the high level languages like C sharp
Okay.
for the Unity, and for the Unreal, you need know C++ and forget about blueprints, because you every time you hear like, oh, blueprints, this is your pills. Yes, this is your pills, like blueprint. Don't be nervous about what this is super complex. Just try to drag and drop blocks. But this is completely not true. This is just for a, like specific type of users get on the board, because Game Engine 2 want additional users. But real situation, you need deep understand C++ for actually create games on the Unreal Engine. If you want setup, and if you think that Unreal Engine do all hard work for you for photo style like renderer, so not if you not will understand how graphics work, for you will be very difficult setup, very beautiful scene. Yes, you can set up beautiful scene for you, but for the professionals one, it's they will see your errors and things what you actually missed. And if you not will use C++ and not will understand this in advance, so you just will be lose your time in the creation of game, because you will find some point when blueprints just growing up so much, and you cannot normally extend from the object, you cannot powerfully using some patterns and or principles. So in this case, it will be everything mixed up in your head, and you never will be returned to your code, and nobody will return to your code. This is you need to understand.
Wow.
So basically, it's C++, graphic theory, basics of the direct instruction libraries like DirectX or OpenGL or Vulkan, and only after go to the game engines. And again, game engines, this is commercial products, and you need this very clear understand what this is good actually, because I saw that in communities they have some discussion about, oh my god, this is commercial products, let's we will use something like Godot or another like open source engines. But problem is this: if you want go to the platform like consoles like Sony PlayStation or the Xbox, without entity on the game engine side, you cannot achieve specific license and get licensed engine, and you cannot create game for these specific platforms. So you need very clear understand upfront what devices and what like what platforms you want to use,
Mhm.
or if you're not planning use this right now, do you planning this use in the very far future?
Mhm.
Because if you will decide go to with game engine or with open source or open sourced game engine, so you cannot just put your game just compile and get new one. No, you need actually redo this game under the different game engine.